order to be aware of when we are acting from an unconscious bias, we need to be able to identify when they're happening. Instead of this causing you to stress or feeling hopeless, I invite you to embrace the complexity of being human. My name is Stacey Gordon. I'm an executive advisor to senior leaders in the field of diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging. I spent years working in Fortune 500 companies and nonprofit organizations specializing in diversity and inclusion. And today, I hope to bring awareness to the topic of unconscious bias.
Hey guys, Mizuki here, and oh my goodness, I have something juicy for you today. We are diving into the swirling chaos that is Grand Theft Auto 6. Yes, we all know it's on its way, supposedly in 2025, and oh boy, the hype is real. Like lining up for Black Friday sales, kind of real. But here's the deal, I've got some intel about Rockstar that's so wild, it makes Bigfoot sightings look plausible. Before we get rolling, huge shoutouts and credits to the YouTuber Argentinian and his partner on crime, Francesco Sobak, also known as Some Guy on Phone on Twitter, for this huge investigation. Yes, Rockstar has gone woke. Definitely, but buckle up, boys, because it's worse than your ex karaoke skills. Let's break it down here. So, three of Rockstar's heavyweights, the Hauser, Laszlo Jones, and Michael Unsworth, bailed out between 2020 and 2021. These guys were the brains behind like everything we love about Rockstar. And if you're wondering why they left it, oh, my sweet summer child, it wasn't because they ran out of coffee, you can bet on that. Now, let me introduce you to the villain of this saga. DIB, Diversity, Inclusion, and Belonging. It's like DEI edgier housing. It's been storming through Rockstar like a hurricane into the card house. Stacey Gordon, the unapologetic evangelist for inclusion, has been busy transforming Rockstar into, well, something very different, I can say. And trust me, this rabbit hole goes deeper than your backlog of unfinished games.
Bias as we move through our workplaces and lives. While there is a clamor for action, action without awareness leads to inauthentic and performative behavior that repeats the cycle of systemic inequality. In order to be aware of when we are acting from an unconscious bias, we need to be able to identify when they're happening. Instead of this causing you to stress or feeling hopeless, I invite you to embrace the complexity of being human. My name is Stacey Gordon. I'm an executive advisor to senior leaders in the field of diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging. I spent years working in Fortune 500 companies and nonprofit organizations specializing in diversity and inclusion. And today, I hope to bring awareness to the topic of unconscious bias. In this course, we're going to talk about unconscious bias and the impact it has on business. You'll be introduced to some common types of biases that have a large impact in our workplace processes and environments, so you'll now begin to notice the effects of bias in your workplace, in your schools, and in your communities. This awareness is what is needed to begin to make the necessary changes in our behavior, and throughout this course, I'm going to ask you several questions. I recommend you write down your thoughts as we go, so grab a notebook or a writing tablet, and let's get started.
Apparently, Rockstar employees were being encouraged, understand that as I'm twisted, into taking these unconscious bias courses. And guess what these courses targeted? If you guessed it, mostly white employees, ding ding ding, you have won a gold star. These courses basically hand out certificates for acknowledging your bias, which is just corporate speak for sign here to confirm you're a terrible person by default. Oh, and it gets even more awkward. Stacey's LinkedIn profile is a masterclass in buzzwords like privilege, microaggressions, and something called inclusionomics. Yes, that's a real thing, and no, I'm not kidding. She's like the boss of a level nobody asked for, and her podcast? Let's just say it's more preachy than entertaining. Now back to the Rockstar situation. Francesco uncovered that over 60 employees were dragged into this training, with 58 of them being, you guessed it, white. Coincidence? Probably not. What's even better is that this all kicked off right around the time Dan, Laszlo, and Michael yeeted themselves out of there. Can you blame them? So, yeah, if you're a woman, black, and slash or from LGBTQ plus community, congrats! You have all the right to be here and work on any place as a dev or whatever. But if you had the luck of being born as a white person, we have the solution for you. Pay thousands of dollars to us so you can learn how oppressive you are and to know your place in society while we brainwash you. Teach you how to control your unconscious bias and give you a certificate that allows you to be now a non-oppressive white male so you can keep on working. Or maybe not. And we're gonna get rid of you anyway. And all of this was in vain because our hate towards white men is bigger than the China population. Imagine spending decades building a legendary brand only for it to turn into a corporate PR experiment. And now, my friends, now is here where I lose my last shred of faith in humanity. This unconscious bias training has been shoved down the throats of over 1 million professionals across the industries. Yes, you heard me. 1 million. At this rate, we'll soon need bias certificates to play video games. And let's not even start on the hiring spree at Rockstar. Apparently, they've been scoping up talent from Behavior Interactive. Hello, Sylvia and the Wheel of Privilege. Yes, the same folks behind Dead by Daylight and other games that scream corporate approved. Coincidence? Nah, just another piece of the puzzle. So, yeah, this is where Rockstar is at, chasing walkie points instead of making groundbreaking games. And honestly, watching a studio that gave us Red Dead Redemption and GTA 5 spiral like this is just tragic. But hey, maybe GTA 6 will surprise us. You know, like when you find fries at the bottom of the bag, except probably less satisfying. Ooh, and did you know what are ethnographers? Yes, real people basically spending years lurking in social groups, taking notes like they are auditioning for Big Brother Sociology Edition. They're out here observing, eavesdropping, and even jumping into conversations just to figure out what makes people tick. Sounds fun, right? Or just a socially acceptable way to be nosy. But hey, what does this have to do with Rockstar games? Oh, just everything. Apparently, the sister of someone high up in talent acquisition at Rockstar is an ethnographer. She wrote a book, so obviously there is no possible connection here. None at all. This same sister is deep into diversity, equity, and inclusion. The corporate buzzwords trifecta. Her work is all about representation and breaking stereotypes, which, fair enough, but we're also telling people to deconstruct whiteness. It's like, wow, subtly just left the chat. So, let me break it down for you, my dear viewers. Rockstar's hiring process is now being influenced by a network of people who, let's say, have a strong feelings about DEI. And by strong, I mean they've made it their full-time personality. Like, these people are not just sipping the Kool-Aid, they are doing keg stands with it. And then, we've got the talent acquisition dream team at Rockstar. There is Apurva Sharma, who wears DEI advocates on her LinkedIn profile like it's a badge of honor. Her job description might as well read, only diverse candidates need to apply. Whiteness, optional. Super inclusive, right? And Alicia Powers-Lee? Oh, she's a cherry on top. She's so inclusive that she publicly wished all Trump supporters would, cease to exist? Because what better way to foster a welcoming environment than wanting half the country to disappear? Oh, and have you noticed something? The hiring department is basically one giant sorority. It's like they are assembling the Avengers of DEI, and every LinkedIn profile screens, I took a course of unconscious bias, and now I'm here to fix gaming. Speaking of unconscious bias courses, yes, I think it's basically corporate hazing for white developers. You want to work in gaming? Cool, just denounce your privilege and repeat after us. I'm sorry for existing. Fun times. And don't think this hasn't trickled into the games themselves. Remember when GTA used to roast everyone equally? Yeah, those days are so over. Rockstar went back and scrubbed anything remotely offensive to the DEI crowd. But don't worry, jokes about white people are still totally fair game. Double standards? What's that? And now, my dear viewers, let's not forget Craig. This guy has taken the think of the children vibe to a whole new level. He's out here advocating for kids to learn about, let's call it adult topics. Actually, no, saying adult topics is far from that. This, my dear viewers, has another name. I'm not even gonna read this stuff for you. Yeah, because that's what gaming needs, right? More weird energy about children from grown men. Totally not creepy at all. マジキモいだわ. In conclusion, Rockstar's gone full DEI, and the industry is leaning hard into activism. Whether or not you agree with the changes, you've got to admit, it's a wild ride. GTA went from mocking everyone to walking on eggshells. Meanwhile, the DEI squad is out here treating hiring policies like a casting call for the most progressive LinkedIn profiles. But as a gift for you guys Giga Chats that stayed on the video up until here, I have maybe some last glimmer of hope to all of you. And maybe myself included here. Asia seems to be saving us one more time. There is this new upcoming game that Grooms here brought to us on Twitter called Ananta by the Naked Rain, the former Project Mugen game. I don't know how too much about this game yet, but seems to be another gacha game, but this time it will be GTA-like. Let's watch some footage here together, okay? Wow, seems to be promising, right? At least for me, but take this as a comparison and let me know what you think too in the comments. Also, do you think Rockstar is leveling up or just grinding out an awkward fetch quest? That's it for today, my lovely viewers. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys always on the comment section. Bye-bye!